Hey, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2015 Kinder Elementary D.A.R.E graduation. I'd like to start off by thanking the City of Miamisburg, the Miamisburg City Schools, and the Miamisburg Police Department for all their support of the D.A.R.E program, because without that, today wouldn't be possible. I'd also like to thank all the parents and relatives who have joined us today. I had a great time working with your kids this year. They did an outstanding job. And you should be very proud of them, because I know I am. I'd also like to thank the fourth graders for showing up today, and I look forward to seeing you guys next year in D.A.R.E classes. Just to briefly touch on some of the things we talked about this year in D.A.R.E classes. We talked about the dangers of alcohol and tobacco. We talked about good decision making. We talked about resisting peer pressure. We talked about bullying. We talked about how to be safe with over-the-counter prescription drugs. We touched on a lot of different topics. It was a 10-week class. They completed a workbook, and they also completed a D.A.R.E report within those 10 weeks. The goal, though, is for you guys to take some of the information we talked about this year and use it, especially as you guys go up to the middle school next year and then high school. You're probably going to encounter some difficult situations, so don't be afraid to look back at what we talked about this year and use that information. I'd like to introduce our guests today who've come to congratulate you on your accomplishments. We have from the City of Miamisburg, the Mayor, Dick Church. We also have the Vice Mayor, Ryan Colvin. Also from City Council, we have Charlie Case. For the Miamisburg Municipal Court, we have Judge Robert Reddick. From the Miamisburg City Schools, we have your Superintendent, Dr. David Vail. And from the Miamisburg Police Department, we have Captain Tom Thompson. And now Mayor Church will talk to you.
Good afternoon. I love coming to this school. You know, in my opinion, this school is the showcase for the Miamisburg City School District. I just love this building and what it was and what it has become. But we're not here for that today, but you should be proud to be a student at Kinder School. 21 years we've been doing this D.A.R.E program here in the city of Miamisburg. And every year I make the same statement. It is one of the best programs that we do in cooperation with the Miamisburg City School District. D.A.R.E is very important. As you can see, there's a lot of people here that are going to support you, that are supporting you. Your parents out there are supporting you. And Miami Valley Communications Council feels that this is important enough that they tape all of our D.A.R.E graduations, and you'll be able to watch this graduation many, many times between now and when they receive their papers next year. You know, we make it rough for you. Adults are strange sometimes. We put a lot of money, a lot of time into teaching you the bad things about drinking, smoking, and drugs. And then on the same token, we're out trying to put marijuana on a ballot to make it legal here in Ohio. Another obstacle you're going to face. You're facing it now. There's marijuana out there now. Now, a lot of people will say for medicinal purposes, people that's sick that could use it. You know, that could be taken care of by our state legislature just by the passing of legislation. So I'm hoping that common sense prevails in November if it does reach the ballot and our voters are smart enough to turn legalizing marijuana down. Now, one other thing I want to leave you with, and I do this every year. You are going to be challenged You're going to be challenged sometime in your life. And I hope that when you are challenged, you'll be able to remember what Officer Doug taught you in the D.A.R.E program, and that you'll say no, stand up and say no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get in trouble. And if they're a good friend of yours, you'll try to talk them out of them getting in further trouble by what they're doing. So remember the lessons you've learned in D.A.R.E, and if you do, you're going to have a great rest of your life. And you guys have a great summer vacation. Thank you.
Next, we have Judge Reddick.
I'm going to try to be brief. First, thank you for inviting me. And I want to thank all the parents that are coming out. I know it's hard for you to get out to this D.A.R.E graduation in the afternoon, but one of the common denominator I see among people that appear in front of me in court is when their parents are there, our chance of prevailing and maybe turning the situation around substantially improves. It's when there's no parental involvement that I get more concerned. But I want to congratulate the fourth grade for coming here to watch the D.A.R.E graduation. I hope you learned something. And next year when you're in D.A.R.E, pay attention. I want to congratulate the fifth grade. You're going to move on to what, when I was young, they called junior high. Now they call middle school. And as the mayor said, I think you are going to be challenged. You're going to meet a situation where someone's going to ask you to do something that in your heart of hearts you know is wrong. It's going to be to smoke or to do drugs or to do something else that's morally reprehensible or wrong. And I'm going to ask you to try to maybe think, would I want to do that in front of my mom? Would I do that in the hard light of day? Would you please use the training that you've gotten from D.A.R.E and from Officer Doug and from your mom and dad, your parents, and try to prevail against that? I'll just call it evil, okay? Because that's what it is. When it tries to get a nice person to do the wrong thing. So, woman or man up and try when you're asked to maybe cave, to stand up and do the right thing. Can you try to do that for me? Great. You have a great summer, and as the mayor said, I think you'll have a great life. Thank you.
Next, we have Captain Thompson.
Hi, kids. First of all, I'll say you guys do have the coolest school. I've been looking forward to coming to this D.A.R.E graduation for a week now, I think, knowing that I'm finally going to get to this school. Does that mean you guys are the coolest fifth graders? Probably. Put all the cool kids in one school. Second of all, the monsters out in the hall. Is that you guys that did that? Made the little monsters and the... Who made the one with the hot dog coming in the mouth? Eating the hot dog. That was you? That's awesome. They're all awesome, by the way. I loved them. I actually stood out there for like 5 minutes and looked at them, so maybe I'm very immature. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure. So, congratulations. You guys have a fantastic D.A.R.E officer and Officer Doug. We would love to have him, and actually in the summer he is going to be on the street working, you know, in a cruiser some, but we would love to have him on the street, but he does such a fantastic job with you guys, and teachers love him, kids love him, and he really, really, truly cares about you guys and teaching you the right thing and making sure that you guys learn, have good decision-making knowledge. Doesn't mean you'll always make the right decisions, but now you have a good foundation of knowing how to make the right decisions, and it's up to you to go ahead and do that. The mayor and the judge talked a little bit about drugs and decision making, and I just wanted to talk to you real quick about bullying, because you guys studied bullying too, right? Okay. Now obviously, some obvious things of bullying is if somebody goes up and pushes a kid down or punches him in the face or something like that and taunts him, that's obviously bullying, right? But you guys probably also talked about words too, and like social media and kind of doing a roundabout way, not physically, but by words bullying people. And if I think back to when I was a kid, now when I was a kid, I may or may not have gotten in a few skirmishes. I'm not sure. I can't remember back that far. But I do remember this. You know, the old saying that says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But words do hurt, don't they? When somebody makes fun of you, because I can remember back when I was your age, I remember hateful or demeaning things that people said to me when I was your age. I mean, I remember those things today if I let it creep in. So, I mean, those kind of things can have a long-lasting, do long-lasting damage. And, you know, for example, you are an extremely important person. You're an important person. You are very important. You guys are all going to be so important when you grow up, and more important than money or any of these other things. How smart you are, any of that is going to be how you treat each other. And so it's so important right now that you start by treating each other right, being respectful, being kind, and not making fun of each other or not physically or emotionally abusing each other. Right now, it's a very important thing for you guys to focus on, because someday you are going to be in my shoes, and there'll be other kids, maybe not as big as my shoes, but there'll be other kids that come along that they're going to need to learn the same lessons about being respectful to others. So you guys are all special in your own way. You're all perfectly, equally important in life. So good luck, congratulations again, and thank you guys very much for letting me talk to you.
And Dr. Vail.
Thank you. Certainly is an honor for me to be here to represent the entire Miamisburg School District and be a part of your graduation from D.A.R.E program today. On behalf of the school board and the rest of the entire administration and school, congratulations. You did a great job. You know, you've had teachers your whole life. Before you started school, these people out here that are here to support you were your teachers, and they taught you how to make good decisions, right from wrong, good from bad. Then you came to school and you had teachers that were experts in math and science and social studies and English, and they taught you those things. And now we've got our resident expert here, Officer Sherritts, who taught you about D.A.R.E and what you should do and the other choices and decisions you need to make. And we talked about the support you got from them. Remember each other's support as well. You know, the judge talked about and the mayor talked about peer pressure. There's also peer support. So if you don't go to an adult, which you should do, you've got your friends here. They went through the same training with you. So rely on each other to make those decisions. So if you remember all the training you've had with Officer Sherritts, you'll have a great summer, be very successful in middle school and high school, and on into your life. So thank you for doing a great job. Congratulations on your graduation from D.A.R.E, and have a good summer. Take care.
The last thing the students have to do in D.A.R.E class is write a D.A.R.E report, and everyone you see it up front here with the shirts on did that. Not only did they write the report, but they stood up in front of their classmates and read their reports. And they all did a fantastic job, and we selected a few to share their reports today. And we'll begin with Allie Lanehart.
D.A.R.E is a program that we learn about different drugs and what they can do to you that is not healthy. We also learned about bullying, stress, pressure, the decision-making model, and much more. One of the most important things about D.A.R.E is the D.A.R.E decision-making model. D is for define. To define the situation, you have to describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity. A is for assess. To assess the situation, you figure out what your choices are. R is for respond. To respond to the situation, you make a choice, use the facts and information you have gathered. E is for evaluate. To evaluate the situation, you have to review your decision. Did you make a good choice? Did you know alcohol can affect your health in many bad ways? Here are some facts about alcohol. Alcohol is illegal for anyone under the age of 21. There are 75,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. Mixing alcohol with medicine is very dangerous. Using alcohol has many bad health effects. It can cause loss of coordination, poor judgment, memory loss, loss of self-control, and slow reflexes. Tobacco is also bad for you. Some facts about tobacco are: there are 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarette smoke. More than 400,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. In the U.S., it is illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone under the age of 18. I have learned a lot from D.A.R.E class. Hope you have learned a lot from this report.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, we have Austin Amberg.
Have you ever wondered what D.A.R.E means? This year in D.A.R.E, I learned this and much more. In these short paragraphs, I will tell you about alcohol, tobacco, and the DDMM. This year in D.A.R.E, Officer Doug taught us many things, including alcohol and its effects. Here are 3 facts about alcohol. 75,000 people die from alcohol-related causes each year. Mixing alcohol with medicine is dangerous, not that you should ever drink alcohol. Some health effects of alcohol are memory loss, poor judgment, and slow reflexes. Officer Doug also told us about tobacco. Smoking can yellow your teeth and cause bad breath. 400,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. Smoking can also cause lung cancer. However, the most important thing Officer Doug told us is the DDMM, otherwise known as the D.A.R.E decision-making model. The 4 steps of the DDMM are: define, describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity, assess, what are your choices, respond, make a choice, and evaluate, review your decision. I will use everything I learned in D.A.R.E in the real world. Thank you, Officer Doug.
Good job, sir. Congratulations. You just sit there. Next, we have Ellie Fugate.
In D.A.R.E, I learned so much. Some things I learned are how to resist situations, how to respond to pressure, and what to tell an adult about bullying. I learned how to resist situations by avoiding the situation, like if you know where people usually use drugs, stay away from that place. You could hang around people that don't smoke or use drugs. Or if someone asks you to smoke, you should ignore them and walk away. I know how to tell an adult about bullying by using the 5 W's. The 5 W's are who, what, when, where, and why. You tell an adult who is being bullied, what happened, when it happened, where it happened, and why it happened, but you might not always know why. I also know not to use alcohol because it slows down the brain and body. It causes you to have poor judgment, you have slow reflexes, and it makes you lose self-control. These are only some things I learned, but there's so much more. I will use D.A.R.E to make good choices, like not to smoke or use drugs.
Good job. There you go. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you. And Ethan Jones.
Hello, my name is Ethan, and I'm going to tell you about D.A.R.E. First, let's talk about peer pressure. Peer pressure is when people that want you to do something and you say no, but they don't stop bothering you about it. Next, you have stress. Stress is when you're mad, sad, or you just feel weird in another way. A few ways to get rid of stress is eating, sleeping, playing games, and much more. Then there is bullying. Bullying is somebody that is mean and hurts people's feelings multiple times, and it happens very often. People that see bullying but don't help are bystanders. A bystander doesn't help because they're scared or they don't want to be bullied next, but they do tell teachers sometimes or most of the time. Finally, there is tattling and telling. Telling is needing a teacher for a very good reason, but tattling is trying to get someone in trouble. There are so many more facts about drug abuse resistant education or D.A.R.E. Thank you, and please use these facts about D.A.R.E. properly.
Congratulations. Good job,
Thank you.
sir. Appreciate it. All the students did great on their reports, and those 4 are a perfect example of that. The last group of people I'd like to thank today are the ones that make my job as the D.A.R.E officer very easy, and that's the staff here at Kinder. And that begins with your principal, Mr. Saylor. And your 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Barnhart. And Mr. O'Neill. And now it's time for you to receive your certificates, and we'll begin with Mrs. Barnhart's class.
All right. Boys and girls, when I call your name, you're going to come up and receive your certificate, and then you're going to shake everyone's hand, and then you're going to end up coming back down this line. But you have to sit down because parents are going to be taking pictures, okay? And so you're pretty much going to be scooting this way, right, Mr. Saylor? Okay, here we go. Austin Ambergy. Tanner Bradley. Mason Colvin. Tegan Gibson. Miles Hall. Corey Harden. Alex Keppel. Allie Lanehart. Kay Lease. Lucas Mills. Ariana Roberts. Dara Russo. Terry Sanchez. Zach Smallwood. Miranda Staples. Amaria Swanson. Exxon Vasquez Serrano. Lily Webb. Taylor Widener. And Logan McGuire.
Okay, I have Sean Atkinson, Jessica Bach, Eli Bledsoe, Avery Bowling, Chris Edwards, Sam Forsyth, Ellie Fugate, Colin Glean, Levi Golombieski, Peyton Harvell, Lana Hilty, Garrett Hoffmeister, Ethan Jones, Denise Louther, Michael McFarland. Madison Michaels. Matthew Morgan is not here. Yeah. Matthew Morgan's not here. Arissa Mueller. Anna Phelps. Carter Schmidt. Mike Moreland. Emma Hill. Destiny Travelers. Jonathan Rivera. And Leanna McFarland. Yeah, thank you.
Let's give our graduates one last round of applause. Great job. The last thing we'll do as part of the D.A.R.E graduation is I have a short video to show you of D.A.R.E classes here at Kinder.
but people can't tell me what to do. I will choose the way that's true for me. Don't want to fall into the trap. Don't want to be somebody's sap. I'm better than that. I'll go to the mat to prove I can be drug-free. Yeah, yeah, D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me, D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me now. People can't tell me what they know. I will listen as I go. But people can't take my mind away. Only I can have a say in me. Don't want to follow others' path. Don't want to know their aftermath. My mind is my own. I'll reap what I've sown to prove I can be drug-free. Yeah, yeah, D. I won't do drugs. A won't have an attitude. R I will respect myself. E I will educate me. D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me now. Check your attitude at the door, check your attitude at the door, check your attitude at the door, check your attitude at the door. I'm gonna be I won't do drugs, I won't give in. I'm gonna have some shots in my life, and I'm gonna win. Don't push me, don't press me, don't call my friend when all you wanna do is drag me down. It's not politics at the door, check your attitude at the door. I do not want to go door. I don't attitude at the door. Internet is a drug at war. D.A.R.E. D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me, D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me, D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E I will educate me, D. I won't do drugs, A won't have an attitude, R I will respect myself, E